Good morning, and welcome to day 10 of 365 Days of Stories with the Omer. The Wazir stroked his beard and turned to look at Ram Singh, who was standing behind him. And he said that there was an old saying that a man was not to be trusted until he was tried. He told Ram Singh to go and get water for the Raja and his people. And Ram Singh, remembering the first counsel of the wise guru, which said, without hesitation, obey and follow the orders of him whose service you are in. I am ready, replied Ram Singh. Go then, said the Wazir. And so Ram Singh went off to prepare himself for this adventure. He took 2 large brazen vessels and tied them on either side of a mule. And he took 2 smaller ones to carry on a yoke over his shoulders. In this way, he went into the village to seek the old man who knew where the well was. And with the old man as a guide, the 2 of them made their way out of the village toward the well as the afternoon proceeded into evening. The well was a bit over a mile out of town, and as they approached it, Ram Singh could see in the distance 2 very large trees growing out of the barren landscape, and beneath them was a dome. The old man stopped when those trees came into sight and told Ram Singh that there was the well and that he could proceed along the rest of the way by himself, because the old man said, I am old and I need to get home before it is dark. The old man, after Ram Singh had bid him farewell, started on his way home. And Ram Singh, accompanied only by the mule, made his way to the dome. Without much difficulty, he found the large entryway into the well and began down the stairs that were made of beautiful white and beige-colored, golden-colored alabaster. It was completely quiet as he entered into the well. But with each step, even with his bare feet, the sound resonated off the walls of the well. The room he was entering into was a large one, but it was dark and hard to see. And the sun had set and the night was gathering. Ram Singh's eyes adjusted to the darkness with each step. But as he was descending, he dropped one of the small vessels on the stairs and jumped back in shock at the sound that was made as it echoed through the chamber of the well. Eventually he reached the bottom, and there before him was this large pool of sweet water. And after quenching his thirst, he carefully washed the vessels before filling them. Once he had filled them, he picked up the 2 smaller ones and began his way up the stairs. But as he did so, he noticed a movement coming out of the darkness above him. There appeared out of the shadows a great giant. The giant was carrying a lamp which cast long shadows into the hall, making him appear even more grand and fierce than he really was. Over his shoulder, he carried a skeleton of bones. Ram Singh stopped, and the giant said to him, "Oh, mortal man, tell me, what do you think of my beautiful wife?" He said, as he turned towards this skeleton of bones that was draped over his shoulder. The wise counsel of the Guru again came to Ram Singh's mind. Do not speak harsh or unkind words to anyone. Now, I must tell you that the giant had a very beautiful wife who he loved dearly. And when she had died, he was unable to accept her death. And from that day on, had carried her bones with him as if she were still alive. Having presented that question to Ram Singh said, "Oh, my friend, I am sure one more beautiful could not be found." Ah, the smile that came over the giant's face was broad and pure. "Oh, my good fellow," said the giant, "you have no idea how many men I have slain when they have told me that my wife was nothing but a dried bag of bones. Oh, how I like you," he said. "Let me help you." And with that, the giant took the large vessels that Ram Singh would have had to have carried one at a time into his arms, having set his wife very carefully down on the ground, and made his way up to the surface with the vessels and set them down by the mule, and then came down and got his wife and took the yoke off of Ram Singh's shoulders with the 2 other vases of water and carried those up to the top, placed those on the ground. With a big smile, he said, there you go, my friend. And because I like you so much," the giant went on, "I will grant you one favor. What can I do for you? Would you like to know where there is buried treasure of ancient kings?" he said earnestly. Ram Singh shook his head at mention of treasure and said to the giant, "My friend, if there's one favor you can do for me, it would be to go away from this well and live somewhere else so that men may come and go and obtain water as they need it." Well, the giant looked a little puzzled because he thought certainly Ram Singh would ask for something more difficult than that. But with a nod of his head, the giant replied, of course I will." And as Ram Singh, after having tied the brazen vessels onto the mule and put the other across his shoulders, began his way in the gathering darkness back to the camp of the Raja, he could see the giant with his long strides, walking away from the well. Well, Ram Singh returned to camp, and there was much rejoicing that he had returned with water. And he never shared at all what had happened in his adventure or any of the story about the giant. But the Raja did not at all miss how Ram Singh had carried himself, how he had done this incredible feat. He had returned, letting the Raja know that there was no problem with the well being used for people to go in and out of to get water. And I can guarantee you that after that day, it was used extensively. It changed, actually, the life in that village completely, allowing people to grow food and crops like they had never been able to before. Having an abundant water supply to bathe with and cook beautiful meals and drink and enjoy. Well, the Raja was so enamored by Ram Singh that he went to the vizier and said, I'm going to have him come into my service, and in exchange I will give you the one of the men that has served me. And with that, it was settled. Now tomorrow I will continue to let you know how Ram Singh's life unfolds as one of the serving men to the Raja. And we'll continue the story of the 5 wise counsels of the Guru. Okay, have a good rest of your day. Thank you for joining. See you tomorrow, I hope.